Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Children of Morta for the PS4. The game is also available for the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Children of Morta is an action-adventure roguelike developed by Dead Mage. You play as several members of the Bergson family. The Bergsons are the custodians of Mount Morta and must defend it from an evil corruption. The game can be played solo or via a couch co-op system. So what is the game like to play? Well, the game is marketed as a role-playing game, but to be honest, it's more in common, I'd say, with the top-down hack-and-slash genre. You can play as a variety of family members, but initially you're restricted to one or two, with the others being unlocked as you progress through the narrative. Each character has different strengths and weaknesses, varied weapons, and their own skill tree to level up. You can equip special skills, power-ups, and boost your levels via in-level collectibles. And the combat is very satisfying with a fast and frenetic pacing. The enemies are plentiful and combat sequences get pretty hectic, adopting a more carnage-based experience than a tactical one. It's very satisfying, but also quite infuriating when you're outnumbered, especially in the early stages, and you will be dying a lot in Children of Morta. But death is part of the narrative. You have to die sometimes in order to progress the narrative, but family members are reborn for their next foray into the depths. The game uses a procedural level system, with each level having a specific visual style but varied layout each time you play. As well as enemies, you'll have to deal with traps, you'll meet traders or shopkeepers to do some business with. There are obelisks of power to boost your chances of an extended run, and you will encounter bosses at the end of particular stages, which require a fair amount of level progression to beat. The procedural style adds variety, but I can't help but feel most playthroughs felt the same, just with a different layout or colour palette depending on the region. Personally, I think a cultivated game world that was handcrafted would have been a better option, because this procedural stuff is all the rage, so everyone's doing it, but I don't think it can be a good quality cultivated design. Being a roguelike, it means you're going to be repeating the same thing over and over again. Venture into an area, kill enemies, collect stuff, then die, go back to the house, spend your loot on leveling, then go down and repeat that process. It's hardly the most riveting gameplay loop, and for solo players it can be a bit of a grind fest. One aspect of the game I really loved was the core narrative surrounding the family. Your family grows in time and knowledge strengthens their resolve. Each member can learn new abilities and level themselves up, and the whole experience story-wise is brought to life by a fantastic narrator.
Creatures dripping with decay that slithered into bodies stuck between life and death to bolster their ranks.
One thing to note is that story progress is a little bit vague from time to time, as it's unclear how you actually move the narrative forward. It also would have been nice to have some more tangible involvement in the narrative. Finally, on gameplay, it's a solo or couch co-op game, and I'd say for solo players it might become a struggle after a while. Co-op, on the other hand, is a vastly superior experience and adds more fun to the mix. The game is essentially about families working together to defeat evil forces, and playing with a comrade adds to the sense of the Bergson family being a team in order to achieve their goals. Graphically, the game has a beautiful and decadent art style, in particular around the family home. The levels, however, aren't quite to those high standards, possibly due to the fact that it's procedurally generated. The sound work is excellent, with a fantastic narrator who tells the family story as you progress. The music is well suited and the sound effects are on point, but perhaps the ambient sound could have done with some additional work, as it's almost non-existent. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The couch co-op mode is amazing fun, the family structure and core narrative is engaging and well crafted, the progression system, although annoying at first, works just fine, the hack and slash gameplay is exciting and the playable characters are different enough to warrant some replay value, and the graphical detail and quality sound work make for an immersive and captivating experience. What's bad? The procedural level design isn't very varied at all, there is a large amount of repetition which may put off some gamers, and for solo players it can be a struggle to endure the loop of repeating the same stuff over and over. So what is the verdict? Children of Morta is a simple and addictive hack and slash adventure game that's good in solo but truly excels when played with a friend. The family-based narrative is well written, interesting, and adds an additional dimension to the story. The procedural levels are varied but also quite familiar once you've played it a few times. It can be quite challenging at the start, but progression and levelling up I'd say is well balanced, and the more I played it, the more I enjoyed it. So in summary, it's a very well crafted story in an ever-changing procedural world that runs a bit hot and cold due to the repetition. But if you've got a friend to play with, this is right up there with the best co-op games out there. So my score for Children of Morta is 8 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.